Habari, mimi ni McKenna. Leo nitakufundisha Kiswahili. How are you? My name is McKenna. Today I'll be teaching you Kiswahili. So today in this video, I wanted to share with you guys some basics about the language, my first language, Kiswahili, and I want to share with you some important things when learning Kiswahili. I'll go into some of the basics, such as some of the grammar, and important things like verb tenses, things like that. So I want to start off real simply and go ahead and talk about some of the things you'll need when forming a sentence in Kiswahili. So let's get started. So we'll get right into things. And the first thing I wanted to let you guys know is basically how to, I don't say conjugate, but with the subject. It's about the subject, concerning subject. And I wanted to let you know how to differentiate subjects. So when you're talking Swahili, when you're speaking Swahili or writing Swahili, or listening to it, you'll always need this. You'll need to differentiate who is being talked about, who is being discussed. Is it referring to me, someone else? Is it us? Is it them? Is it you? You need to be able to know that in order to make judgments, to answer questions, things like that, and respond. So actually, this is really quite simple. I learned this very quickly, and it just takes, just a few minutes. I'm not even kidding. So let's just go right into it. And so I like to think of it almost like how in Spanish there's a chart. You know, it says I is here, then there's you, and then there's what is it? There's we, then there's them, things like that. But let's just think about it. I don't have a chart with me right now, but think about it that way. For every person I'm talking about, for every subject, think about the correlation in English. So, for I, you would say ni. So ni. Ni would be I. If I'm saying you, that would be u. So you is u. Now, if I'm saying we would be tu. So tu. And then if I'm saying they, I would say wa. So these are all very simple to know. Let's just go over it one more time again. So I is ni, and that is N-I, ni. Then you is u, which is just the letter U. Then we is tu, which is letter which is the letter T, and U. And then them is going to be wa, which is letter W, followed by A. So, I is ni, you is u, we is tu, and they is wa. So now we know the subject. Very simple, like I said, very, very simple. Not too many things to remember, just 4 simple subjects you need to know. And so now we're going to go ahead, and with this we're going to go use these subjects to conjugate and to kind of form a basic sentence, you know what I mean? And so we're going to go with a very simple sentence. We're going to say, we're going to have each of the subjects do something. And we're going to have them eat food. So we're going to always end a sentence with eat food. So this time we're going to do it in the present tense, right? I'll get into tenses later. I'll go into present tense, I'll go into past tense, and I'll go into future tense really soon. Let's just go ahead with the present tense. Although it might be easier to just learn tenses first. Okay, let's learn the tenses first. So I'm gonna use so now we know our subjects, right? So I'm gonna use the sentence ate food once again, the ending, and I'm gonna just go ahead and make a sentence in which I eat food. First I do it in the past, and I can say it in the present, and then in the future. So each time I've either ate food, I'm eating food, or I will eat food. So let's make that basic sentence, and from there we can learn a lot. So to say eat food is kula chakula. So kula means eat. The verb to eat is kukula. And I'll get in a little bit more into verbs and how those are. It's very simple as well. And then to say food is chakula. So eat food is kula chakula. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you how you can say. Let's think of it as a timeline, right? There's past, there's present, and then there's future. Past, present, future. So let's start in the past. This is the farthest back in the timeline. So the past tense would end. You're gonna have the object. The subject. So in this case, it's gonna be me, I. So I'm gonna say, if you want to say I ate food, you would have me, and then the tense, which is is it the past tense, present tense, future tense, which one? So it's gonna be the past tense. So we're gonna have ni, and then we're gonna add on to that the past tense, which the past tense is going to be, in this case, in the past, it's going to be li. So li, L-I. So if you're gonna say I ate food, it's ni li kula chakula, because you have the subject, which is ni, I, and then you're going ahead and basically attaching onto that the tense, which is the ending, to create the full subject. I ate food. I ate is ni li. No, I'm just saying I did this thing in the past. I did this this action in the past. So ni li. So just remember, ni, subject, and in the past is li, L-I. So nili kula chakula. I ate food. Let's go to the present. Same thing, very simple. Always remember in this case to just change that last thing you attach. So you have ni, because I'm still the one doing the action, but you're gonna go ahead and then add on to that a different tense, the present tense, which is na and a. So if you want to say I am eating food, it is nina kula chakula, because you are saying I am doing this action right now, which is nina kula chakula. Very simple. At this point, I guess you know how you're gonna do the second one, the third one. Once again, same thing for the future tense, but now we're gonna just go ahead and add on, attach a different tense ending. So it won't be past, it won't be present, it's gonna be future tense. So future tense would be ta, ta. So need ta to say I will do this action. In the future, I will do it. So nitakula chakula. I will eat food. Nitakula chakula. Very simple. And the reason I want to share with you this first is because once you learn this, you can do so much more with it. Because you can now have different subjects doing this, different objects, different actions. And the past, the present, the future, whatever you choose. So, once I said, okay, let's go again and say this. I ate food. Nilikula chakula. I'm eating food. Ninakula chakula. I will eat food. Nitakula chakula. So just what changes is the past is the tense. Ni stays the same. Kula stays the same. Chakula stays the same. But you're just gonna add on to ni a tense ending. So it's either gonna be, once again, it's either gonna be li, L-I, which is past, or na, N-A, which is present, or T-A, ta, which is the future. So now we know that, once again, we can go ahead and use different subjects. Let's go ahead and say we, ourselves, us together. Let's go ahead and make a sentence. Same thing, eating food, that's what we're going to use again. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the same tenses. The tenses don't change. Present tense is the same for present tense. It's the same for the present. Past tense, same for past. And the future is same for future. It isn't, the tenses in the future will not change based on a different subject, you know what I mean? It's still happening in the future. There's just 3 simple tense endings depending on what time it's taking place. Is it the past, the present, or the future? We need to know which one it is. From there, it's very simple. Very simple. All you need to know is the subject, and then also as well as the verb and the object. So let's just go ahead and go with we. So let's go ahead and say we ate food, we are eating food, and we will eat food. So remember what I said before. We is tu. So tu. Tu. That's the beginning. You can think of it as like two parts, right? When you say Nina, I'm eating, or sorry, when you say Nina, I am, you are having the first part, ni, is subject. Then the second part is the verb, is a tense, past, present, future. In this case, it is the present. So na. So you combine them together and you get ni na. I think about the same in this case as well, for all cases really. We're gonna have the subject, which is tu. Now it's us, we. And then we're gonna go have, that's the first part, right? Second part, once again, in this case, same thing. It's gonna be present tense. So it's gonna be na. So tu na. But let's go ahead. Basically simple, right? Basically simple. It's not too many bells and whistles going on here. But let's go ahead and do what we did for when I ate food, and I was eating food, and I am eating food, and I will eat food, that kind of thing. So let's start in the past, right? So we eat food. We ate food. So tu is the first part, and then once again, the ending for the past tense is li. So tu li. So subject is tu, we, and then the ending past is li. So tu li. So to say we ate food is tulikula chakula. Simple. Now present tense. You're gonna go ahead and have it be once again the same subject, we, but to say we're eating the food, we are presently eating food. In the present we are eating food. It's gonna be tu, and the ending of it will be na, because it's the present. So you'll say tu na kula chakula. We are eating food. Finally, in the future, you're gonna go ahead and have it still be tu. So it did not change. It did not change. It's still we. We're the ones who are still eating. But now, it's happening in the future. We will eat in the future. We haven't eaten yet, but we will eat. So that will be a different ending, which will be, once again, what we learned in the example of myself eating. It will be the ending of the future, which will be ta. So tuta. Tuta kula chakula. We will eat food. Very simple. Very simple. So to say we ate food is tulikula chakula. To say we're eating food is tunakula chakula. And to say we will eat food is tuta kula chakula. So very simple. Really what you need to remember in these cases is just about the subject. Is it ni? Remember? Is it ni, I? Is it u, you? Is it we, which is tu, or is it they, which is wa? Think about also, you can add on to that. Is it subject? Is it the verb tense, the verb ending, which is happening in the past, the present, or the future. So really quickly, I'm gonna go over what you'd say for you. So you are the one now who's eating food, right? And I'm talking about it. So to say you ate food is to say you ate food is ulikula chakula. You ate food. Ulikula chakula. That's the past. And then present is unakula chakula. You are eating food. And then in the future, you're gonna say uta kula chakula. You will eat food. So ulikula chakula. You ate food. Unakula chakula. You are eating food. And then finally, uta kula chakula. You will eat food. And finally, for our last subject, which is gonna be they. So I'm talking about other people. They, those people over there, somewhere. So to say they're eating food, they are gonna eat food, they ate food. Let's do the same thing. Just change the subject. So in the past, it's gonna be wali kula chakula. They ate food. Wali kula chakula. They ate it already. Then, to say they are eating right now. They are eating in the present. It's wanakula chakula. Wanakula chakula. Then, to go ahead and say in the future, they will eat food, you're gonna go ahead and say watakula chakula. So, they ate food, walikula chakula, they are eating food, wanakula chakula, and finally, they will eat food is watakula chakula. So very simple, I can't stress it enough. Just remember the four tenses. The four subjects, which would be ni, I, and then next would be you, u, and then you're gonna go ahead and say, for us, for we, it would be wa, and then for they, them, those people, would be, I, myself, is ni, you is u, and then we is tu, and then they would be wa. So think about it as it's the first part of that subject, right? And finally, you're gonna add a second part to that, which will be when is it happening? It's gonna be the tense, right? So past, present, future, and so past always, nothing is gonna change. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be the ending will be li, and then for present, the ending will be na, and future, the ending will be ta. Very simple. So I wanted to get a little bit into some more basics about Swahili, and now, congratulations, you guys have learned a great deal about forming basic sentences in Swahili, which is very useful because now you can go ahead and have a subject. Remember, once again, you're gonna have the first part be the the subject. So it's gonna be you, me, us, them. You choose that, and then you're gonna attach to that the past tense, present tense, future tense. Is it gonna be past? Is it gonna be li? Is it gonna be future? Is it gonna be present? Is it gonna be na? Is it gonna be future? Is it gonna be ta? And now you're gonna go ahead and from that you're gonna make a verb. Not make a verb, but you're gonna attach onto that a verb. I'll go a little bit into that verbs some more. It's very easy, not too complicated. I'll give you some examples of that. And then from there on, you're gonna go ahead and add your object if you need to. Because sometimes you don't need to say an object, because I said in that example, when I said I am eating food, ninakula chakula, that is saying I'm eating food, I can also just simply say I am eating, which would be ninakula. It can be that simple. Some cases where you won't need to add the object on, it really can be optional, to be honest. It can be just an addition to add more detail. You can find that in English as well. Sometimes you want to say I'm eating, but sometimes we'll say I'm eating this, I'm eating, chicken, I'm eating pork, things like that. It's completely up to you. But if you want to say Nina Kimbia, which is I am running, you don't have to add on I'm running, to this, I'm running 5 miles, I'm running, You can just say I'm running, Sometimes you don't need to add the object on necessarily. But just go ahead and think about that. And so congratulations on learning that. It's very important. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys some more about possessives, which are important. And I'm going to give you a good example of when to use possessive. Simply when you're introducing yourself. So it's not a lot of bells and whistles needed here either. Just introducing yourself. Like in the beginning of the video, I said, Mimi ni Makena. So Makena, my middle name, which people in Kenya referred to, because I'll give you some context, right? The middle name is like the first name in in America or in the West, right? So my middle name is Makena, which means happy in Meru, in Khmer. And so Makena is my middle name, right? In America, people don't call me Makena unless they're Kenyans, really, because it's middle name is not really treated. It's not really you're not really called a middle name unless unless it's like, official records are brought up. I don't know. You just really don't hear that often. But in Kenya, the middle name is basically your name. It's my parents, my brother, family members. Really, everyone in Kenya is referred to by their middle name. What we Westerners, I guess you could say, would call the middle name, but really, it's their name. It's just almost like it's their first name. So I'm called McKenna. When I went to last summer, I'm called McKenna. I'm barely called Zippy, If I'm called that, it's just because people, sometimes, my social media, I guess, I don't know, says, I call myself Zippy, I can be a little bit confusing, whatever. But, I respond to McKenna, I respond to Zippy, and so, it's more often for people to call me McKenna. So basically the first name, you're wondering, okay, so middle name is referred to most often in Kenya. So first name, what's the purpose of first name, Why don't people just, go ahead and have just middle name, that's it. Have that be the first name, I guess. Well, the reason people have first name is because it's like it's like the name they're baptized with. So my name is Zipporah, right? And it's like the English name. It's the name that like missionaries. They go ahead and they kind of brought about the tradition of having an English name, and so your first name is your English name. And so people commonly, when they're baptized, as babies, they're given the English name. So oftentimes a biblical name, like in my family, a lot of families they have biblical names for first names. Other people, like my aunts, they didn't have an English name, but eventually they gave themselves an English name. So you can also do that too, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be a biblical name as well. It can be any name. A lot of people like, names they've heard of, certain English names they like, and they make that make that their first name. So things like that. But in this example, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you something about where I'm gonna say McKenna, because I'm gonna go ahead and use McKenna as the example myself. But I'm gonna use it in all these examples, so there's like a trend. There's it doesn't sound confusing. And maybe weird to hear me say they are McKenna, but when I'm saying this, I'm talking about introducing yourself and introducing others as well. So like if you have a friend or whatnot, things like that. So when I say you are McKenna, it sounds a little bit funny, but it's kind of just saying, your name is McKenna, right? Because you're gonna say, things like, Ninaita McKenna, which I think, that's a topic for another day, because it's quite extensive. Swahili is a very extensive language, and it's amazing. And so, definitely that is another way. Because if you're saying Mimi ninaitwa, you're saying basically I am called. So you can use either one interchangeably, really. People still people still understand that you're trying to say what your name is and introducing yourself. So it's very simple, either one. So today I'm going to start with just going ahead and introducing yourself and others. So Mimi is it's literally translation. It's the direct translation. So Mimi is I, Mimi is my, right? So you're saying Mimi is I. So and then me and I is. So don't get me confused with subject ni. How he said ni nina kula chakula. Don't get confused with that. That's different. You know what I mean? That's just the subject. The subject. You know what I mean? But this is different. This is just it happens to be the same word, but we're just using this as is. So mimi ni is I am. We can say in this case, me is am. So mimi ni McKenna, I am McKenna. So that's simple. So if you want to say, if your name is David, you want to say, I'm David, you say mimi ni David. If your name is Daniel, you'll say mimi ni Daniel. Stephanie, mimi ni Stephanie. Things like that. Just very simple. And mimi is M-I-M-I. So easy to remember, you know what I mean? So next we're gonna move on to going ahead and saying us. So we, let's say we're all named McKenna. You know what I mean? I've met someone also named. There's many McKennas in Kenya. I met someone else also named Zipporah. But in this case, we'll just say, we are McKenna. You know what I mean? We're all named McKenna. So you're gonna say Sisi. Sisi is us. So I'm gonna say Sisi ni McKenna. We are McKenna. We are all named McKenna. So Sisi is basically simple. It's just S-I-S-I. So Sisi ni McKenna. So then you're gonna go ahead and now introduce someone else. Introduce you. So to say you are, like hello, here's my friend. Or no, you're gonna say hello, you are McKenna, right? Because you can also say in the question form, you are McKenna. You'll hear that question as well. So let me tell you how you say you are. You are would be wewe. Wewe ni McKenna. So you are McKenna. Wewe ni McKenna. So you're gonna go ahead and say that, and wewe is simply W-E, kind of a trend here, you see. Most oftentimes you'll hear someone say, like maybe in a question form, like I said before, like, wewe ni McKenna? You know what I mean? Like, you are McKenna? Just to like, kind of like say, like, what's your name? Am I clarifying, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Because say, things like, wewe ni rafiki yangu, you are my friend. So that's oftentimes you'll hear that kind of sentence structure of, you are like this to me, this kind of, relationship, you know what I mean? Often than someone saying you are a name. So then if you're gonna say you all are, you know what I mean? You are. So, talking to you all, this group of people. So I would say nyinyi. So nyinyi ni McKenna. So you are all McKenna. Or I can also say, as a question like, nyinyi ni McKenna? You are all McKenna? Just to clarify, you know what I mean? Or I could also say, nyinyi, sorry. It's a lot of, nyinyi, by the way, is, it can be spelled N-Y-I-N-Y, or N-I-N-Y. So, N-Y-I-N-Y. Okay, N-Y-I-N-Y-I, or N-I-N-Y-I. Yes. But pronunciation isn't super difficult. Just remember it's nyinyi. So, nyinyi ni, rafiki zangu. You can say, you are all my friends, you know what I mean? That's another way of saying it, using the nyinyi in a sentence. So then you're gonna go ahead and say, he or she. So I'm saying, he is McKenna, or, sorry, in this case I'd say she's McKenna, right? It's a feminine word, a feminine name. So to say she's McKenna, I would say, yeye ni McKenna. Yeye ni McKenna. So you'd say, yeye is Y-E-Y-E. Once again, very simple. If I wanted to say he is, Gidarai, I would say, yeye ni Gidarai. And things like that, you know what I mean? Just going ahead like maybe you have a friend, you know what I mean? This is Gutuma. I would say, yeye ni Gutuma. He's my friend, Apa ni rafiki yangu, Gutuma. Yeye ni Gutuma. Or you could say, things like, here is my father. He's my father. Yeye ni baba yangu. So then, the last one we're gonna learn is for saying they. So they, them, things like that. Those people, you know what I mean? So you're gonna go ahead and say wow. Sounds like English word W-A-W, right? Wow, like wow. Very similar sound, you know what I mean? It's spelled W-A-O, but pronounce it the same as wow. You know what I mean? So you're gonna go ahead and say wow ni McKenna. So they are McKenna. That's the name. Wow ni McKenna. Or again, you can say they are my friends, which you might hear more commonly, you know what I mean? Instead of saying they are, they're all named, they all happen to be named the same exact name. You can say they are my friends. Wow ni rafiki zangu. So they're my friends. Things like that. So let me go ahead and also tell you guys a little bit more about um, singular and singular and plural. Because now we've learned that. We've known quick review: Mimi ni McKenna, I am McKenna, Sisi ni McKenna, Sisi ni McKenna, we are McKenna, us, we are McKenna, wewe ni McKenna, you are McKenna, and ninyi ni McKenna, you are all McKenna, yeye ni McKenna, she's McKenna, and then wao ni McKenna, they are McKenna. So very simple. So just remember that, and it's just 6 simple subjects you have to remember, and trust me, you'll be knowing it in no time. And so now let me go ahead and get into some detail about plural and singular and differentiating those two. So basically, my examples that I used there, I said, for example, I said, he's my friend, she's my friend. But how to distinguish plural and singular words? You might wonder, a person from people, things like that. Because in Swahili, we don't have it where, like in English, there's an S you attach to the end. Or like in Spanish, too, you attach an S to the end of the word. So if you have banana, it becomes bananas, things like that. So in Swahili, banana is mandizi. Mandizi is banana. So you're not going to go ahead and say mandizis. You can't do that. So we're going to go ahead and say, you're going to go ahead and maybe add a numerical value to it. So if you want to, obviously it's already implied that if you say mandizi, it's already just one mandizi, so mandizi moja. So it's already implied that it's, one banana, you know what I mean? If you want to say, maybe you want to say, there's more bananas though than one, right? Obviously. So you want to say mandizi bili, mandizi tatu, two bananas, 3 bananas, and so on. So you can add a numerical value to the object to signify, I have more than one mandizi, I have more than one banana, things like that. And also, if you want to show possession in a way, you can also go ahead and say, you can say I have a banana, you know what I mean? Because there's no also, likewise to there be no S you attach to the end of a word to say banana, bananas, no, there's none of that. So you can also remember that there's no also letter for A. There's no word for A. You know how we say a banana? I have a banana. We don't say, there's no word equivalent for There's no in Kiswahili. It's just, if you translate directly, it'd be I have banana. But really, you are still saying I have a banana when you say, this is my banana. This is my banana, you know what I mean? You would say this is my banana. But in Swahili, it would sound like this is banana. But really, it's the same thing. So when you say, you would say, "Hii ni mandizi yangu." This is my banana. One banana. But let's say you have multiple bananas. So you would say, I have many bananas, or or in English you'd say, I have bananas. But in Swahili, you can go ahead and say, "Hii ni mandizi zangu." So I have multiple bananas, not just one. I have multiple. So instead of saying yangu, you say zangu. That's the case of I. So hii ni banana yangu. This is my banana. Hii ni mandizi zangu. These are my bananas. Multiple bananas. So if you notice that I said yangu instead of zangu, and I changed it. And so yangu would be me saying something I have that is one. It's only one thing. It's singular. But saying zangu is showing that it's more than one thing. It's multiple things. So in this case, yangu would be referring to one banana, a mandizi. But saying zangu would be referring to how I have more than one banana. So multiple bananas. So that's just a simple thing you can change, because instead of yangu, yangu, and then you're going to go ahead and change that y to a z, so it becomes zangu. zangu.